The episode that I was referring to a minute ago with uh, the one of the few times that SG-1 wore glasses. There were Atlantis and Universe is a different story. There was the opening to season 5. It was called Enemies, and it was a lot of close quarters gunfire in the Goa'uld set as replicators were running at them. Martin Wood did this episode. It's a running and gunning down a corridor, trying to get to a ring room, and it's hands free, and nothing had ever been seen like that on the show before. Where you've got these mechanical bugs that are going to be rendered in CGI later, and you've got each of the principal cast except for Christopher Judge in formation going down this hall. Were you there for this? Do you remember this sequence?
Yeah, I do. And I think the weapon we used, we call it the stupid gun. And I'll explain what the stupid gun was.
Okay.
It's a USAS 12. So it's a select fire 12 gauge with a 19 round drum.
These were P90s.
Okay. With the P90s. I know we did another episode with the Replicators and that. Well, the P90s, what happened is there's still a lot of concussive effect on it. And they're firing P90s all over the place with these 50-round magazines. And Martin is trying to explain they're going to come from this side, they're going to come here, they're going to come up the wall and come down, and they're all going to be coming at you very quickly. And I think Amanda or Chris says, well, where do we shoot? And Martin just said, shoot everywhere.
Yeah.
And
it was Amanda, Michael, and Rick in this sequence.
Right. And I remember because I was helping with the camera. The camera was it wasn't on a dolly, because otherwise you'd see the dolly. It was on a steady cam, and I think Nathaniel was our camera operator. They didn't know how to protect him, and because of the gunfire, I says, look, I know how to do this. Give me a handheld shield. I said, Nathaniel and I are going to wear some Kevlar vest in case we come outside the shield. We're going to wear full face shields, ear protection. We had earplugs and ear protection because I had all those P90s shooting in our general direction towards us as we're coming up towards the cast. And I just remember after the first take, Nathaniel put the Steadicam on its stand, and he kind of leaned over the garbage can, and I'm like, are you okay? He says, I just might throw up here. But he was fine. It was because of the concussive effect, right? Yeah. I don't think he was realizing, and I'm warning them. I said, look, there's going to be a lot of pressure here.
You're in a closed space. You're
very close space, right in the set. The walls, the sound is just coming right at us. All the concussive effect, all the shock waves are coming towards us. So I don't think I was used to it being ex-military. I'm like, okay, I've done this a million times. And I did warn Nathaniel. And then he had a dolly grip behind him too, right? Because I'm holding the shield in front of him while the dolly grip is guiding him in so he doesn't tip over with the very expensive Steadicam. So there's 3 of us moving in towards the cast. And I had 2 extra armors with me that day to help reload magazines and stuff like that. But I do remember that sequence very well. And we ended up doing, I think, 4 takes or 5 takes. Then we went in for coverage, and then we had to do the reverse of it. Reverse was much easier because camera didn't need protection. Yeah. We're behind the brass of the P90, ejects straight down. Nobody's in any danger whatsoever. I had lockups on the very end of the sets to make sure nobody wandered in, what we call a bogey. Right? That's somebody that just wanders into set accidentally. So I had all the angles checked, and I always had constant communication with the first AD. That is the lifeline of any production.
Wow. There's so much that's involved in going. It's so easy to forget the number of people who are standing there behind the camera, or on that side of production. And you have to keep an eye on all of them. When this metal is just, at least with the P90s, most of them go down. But, it's like, this is a random situation, especially that I'll never forget that sequence. That was an extraordinary scene. They really upped the game, because I think that was one of the first times that a Steadicam was used in that regard, shooting against CG enemies, numerous enemies that were just coming at them, and just assume that they're everywhere and just keep on going backwards. So it was wild. Absolutely amazing sequence. I've got,
That,
yeah.
it brings back a number of memory because that was Martin Wood, correct?
Yep.
There was another episode I did with Martin Wood, and we were inside a Russian submarine. Do you
Yep.
remember that episode?
Yep. That was Small Victories, season 4.
Small Victories, and we're
Mhm.
shooting replicators inside there. And I think it was Chris Judge, and he had the full auto shotgun, the USAS 12, the stupid gun. I named it because
Okay.
the concussive effect is just stupid. It's a massive fireball, and it's a big boom. It's actually louder than a live round going off. So they built this cutaway version of a submarine. We had a half version of it inside one of the stages. And Martin wanted to do this very unique shot. And I hope this didn't sidetrack you too much.
No,
he wanted
please.
to do this amazing shot. He says, look, I want to look over the gun. I want to shoot in every direction on this submarine. Obviously not inside the stage, but seeing 180 degrees. And he had this little camera that he's holding, and the gun is here, and I'm wrapped around him. My body is right up against his back, and I'm wrapped around. I'm basically spooning him, and I'm wrapped around him with the shotgun, and everything ejects to the right on the USAS 12. It has a 19 round drum, and he says, and we rehearsed it, him and I said, where do you want me to shoot? He goes, everywhere and everything, because the replicators are going to be, I'm like,
they're coming.
and we had light bulbs in the set because it's a red light, right?
Uh-huh.
And then Martin whispers in my ear just before I'm about to go hot with the shotgun. He goes, make sure you hit the light bulbs. I'm like, oh, great. Now the lighting department's going to hate my guts because I'm going to shatter their lights. And sure enough, there's 2 light bulbs that are in my vicinity. And I save the last few rounds and I go, boom, boom. And the light bulbs shatter. And the sound guys, of course, they got to kill the breaker on it. They got to disconnect the lights. Well, there's no bulbs, so they have to unscrew it. Weird manner. Well, we did that probably 7 times.
Wow.
And it
So
was
you
at
had
a
live rounds?
Blanks. I had blanks, obviously, but
So how do you shoot the bulbs out? Oh,
the concussion was so great. I was only about a foot away from these light bulbs, and the power behind these 12 gauge blanks is incredible. Like at close range, you could blow through cardboard like it's nothing.
wow.
And
The concussive force is that strong.
it was. I was shooting up everything, and at the end of each take, Martin and I was just sweating. It was like a workout itself. And I said, Martin, I said, I've never done anything like this. This is a very unique shot. Since then, I've done very similar things, but that was kind of a first for me.
Wow.
And we rehearsed the heck out of it because I wanted to make sure that myself and Martin were safe, obviously. Brass is ejecting. No one's near the set. The camera is right in his chest, and he's in tight like this. He's got a full face shield. I have a full face shield because of the stuff shattering, especially the light bulbs. And we did that over and over and over. And then on the last take, he goes, and he's breathing heavy. He goes, I think we got that. says, thanks. I said, I don't know if I could do an 8th take on that. I was just like breathing heavy, and I was in shape back then, much better than I am now. But it was a lot of fun. I've always loved working with Martin. I always had some great episodes with him, and he's given me some acting roles in the past too, right? He's thrown these nice little parts my way and stuff, and I'm ever grateful to him. I'll go that extra mile for him any day.
Thanks for watching this clip from Dial the Gate. You can find the full live stream shows on our YouTube channel or visit dialthegate.com for the complete schedule. See you on the other side.